Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Ha, Racha, Chodash, Mama. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder of this camp as well, like Harawan Ban Yashirala. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Karab Ban Yashirala, coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yashirala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And that today I'll be coming out with a little lesson. The title of this lesson, well, it's a lesson. It's not really a title for it. You know, most I just put the spirit on me, but it is somewhat of a lamb back off the previous lesson that my elder did about our people not listening and wanting to hear and to hearken, and also the lesson we did previously at camp about a day ago, you know what I'm saying, Saturday gone, which is yesterday, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, they of the circumcision, which they are of our people, but they're still choosing not to listen. And in that, the Lord is creating a divide. He's drawing a line. Well, he's drawn a line, you know, and he's showing who is righteous and who is wicked. So, but for the most part, though, 2/3 of our people, you know, they choose not to listen. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it. This is Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 13. It says, chapter 2, so like in chapter 2, verse 13. It says, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." So our people have forsaken Yahawah, Yahawashi. So our people have forsaken Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, they've committed, these are the two evils that they committed. They have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living water. I mean, they've forsaken the truth. They've forsaken the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the guidance, and the teaching of Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? The living water, the fountain of living waters. And they hewed themselves out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. They've went about to establish their own righteousness, their own beliefs, and in what they think and how they feel according to them. These are two evils that our people have committed. But the Lord said, you know what I'm saying, in the next chapter over in Jeremiah, which is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15, that he will give you pastors according to his heart. You know what I'm saying? Maybe most I saying he's going to give teachers, prophets, apostles, and you know, ministers according to his heart, that's going to go out to the highways and byways and preach this word and to teach our people. Just like the elder was saying in this video, you know what I'm saying, you be talking to Jacob, you be talking to anybody, and you know, you hoping that they would get it and believe, but you know, you let them talk long enough, and then eventually, guess what happens? They go right back to that dead mindset, and then they be like, well, I believe this, and you know, auntie them and grandmama them and daddy and mama them been doing for this long, I'm gonna just keep doing like they doing, and then they basically they cover their ears from the word and they don't want to hear it. And that's being hard-headed. That's them human them, you know what I'm saying, having that's them using them broken cisterns, you know what I'm saying, that can hold no water. That mean they can hold no truth, so they can't hold the truth. They can't grasp the truth. It does not register because their eyes and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes the Lord has blinded them. But we still must speak to them, and we still must get the point of Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi across to them. But they have taken that and covered their ears. But our people don't understand that the Lord requires his people to turn back to him. You know what I'm saying? This is another example that the Most High put in his word for you to know. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, stand ye in the old ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein." That's classic 2/3 of our people. The Most High saying, stand in the old paths, meaning look at the past examples. You know, look at the righteous men, you know, that were obedient to Yahawashi. Look at the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the old way, the first love. Stand ye in that, in the old paths, and look for what is good. Search for what is good, or where the good is, which is the scriptures. And you walk therein. Meaning you walk according to Yahawashi and not contrary to him. But our people, you know what I'm saying, they said, no, we're not going to do that. So they would rather walk aimlessly, you know what I'm saying, spiritually dead, or walking around like a zombie with no light or no guidance or any instruction, Shalaki, rather than to find the rest for their souls, which is the scriptures, which is being obedient to Yahawashi. They would rather walk around aimlessly. They would rather use those broken cisterns that can hold no water. They would rather say, "Oh man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the truth." You know, a dude that I used to hang with, you know what I'm saying, before the truth. You know, I was talking to him and I was telling him about the truth, and he was just like straight up saying, "Oh, I don't want to hear that." But you know me, I told him, I said, I don't really care what you don't want to hear. My job is to tell you, and you know, about this truth, and then that's it. You know, but that's how Jake is. That's how 2/3 of our people are. No matter what they look like, they don't want to hear this word. Verse 17, it says, "Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken." And that's what the Most High has done. Watchmen, he's watchmen. He sent prophets out. He sent apostles out, ministers and teachers and pastors according to his heart, to talk to our people, to preach to our people. You know, to tell them to hearken to the sound of the trumpet, hearken to the sound of Yahawashi, the voice, you know what I'm saying, the mouthpiece. But our people said, nah, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't got time for that right now. I gotta do all this other stuff that they think is so important that it requires them to ignore Yahawashi. And the Most High gonna put the screws to him for that. He gonna judge him. This is Jeremiah chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 3. Because our people, they don't understand that they have to literally pour out the old wine to get new wine poured in them. The old wine of what? The old wine of Babylonian thinking. The old wine of do as thou wilt. You know what I'm saying? The old wine of, my people been doing this all this year, so let me do it. You know what I'm saying? That's where our people are going astray at. They're going astray in the traditions of men. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 3. It says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahawah to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, sow not among thorns." So the Lord says, break up your fallow ground. You know, get rid of all that old way of thinking. Get rid of this Esau Babylonian way of thinking. Break up your fallow ground. Prepare your mind to receive of Yahawashi. Prepare your mind or your heart to receive the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding of Yahawashi. Turn back to Yahawah. Turn back to the Most High, the Heavenly Father, and worship our big brother Yahawashi, because he died for our sins. So that's what it's saying. It says, break up your fallow ground, ye men of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Turn back to Yahawashi and get rid of that old way of thinking. Verse 4, circumcise yourselves to the Lord Yahawah, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like a fire, and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. So the Most High said again, circumcise your heart. Cut away the foolishness of this world. You know what I'm saying? The foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. He talking to the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the Lord is saying, basically, turn back to me, unless my fury come forth or break forth like a fire, and burn that none can quench it. Meaning, turn back to me before I judge you, or before you catch this. You know, like we say, you catch these hands. Because of the evil of the evils and the evil doings of our people. So the Lord is basically saying, turn back to me. I'm giving you a chance to turn back to me, so that you won't get judged in my fury and in my anger. Just like a parent. A parent will tell you not to do something or stop you from doing it, and you refuse to listen, and then that parent come and chastises you. Well, that's the same thing that the Most High is doing, and He's warning that, hey, if you don't turn back, when I bring judgment, I'm gonna mess you up. I'm gonna kick you behind. But our people just like this right here. They don't want to hear it. They like, whatever. Don't keep talking to me about that. Well, this is verse 22 of Jeremiah chapter 4. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So the Most High says that our people are foolish, sottish, which means stupid. Just dumb. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have any understanding of Yahawashi. They don't have any understanding of what's right and what's good in the eyes of the Most High. But when it comes down to doing wickedness and doing evil, they're very wise to do that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to doing good and doing what you're supposed to do according to the scriptures, the way the Lord say do it, they don't have not a tap of knowledge. They don't have not a tap of understanding. So, and this also includes the day of the circumcision as well, that claim, you know what I'm saying, that's coming up with all these heresies and doctrine and all these foolish breakdowns or private breakdowns of the scriptures that ain't nobody got but them. That's talking to them too, because they're foolish and they're sottish as well. Just talking to 2/3 of our people, because the hopeful elect understands and are understanding more of what the will of Yahawah is. But for 2/3 of our people, they don't have the knowledge to do good, but they wise to do evil. But the Lord say His fury gonna break out like a fire that none can quench it, because of the evil of their doings. And not wanting to hear this truth is an evil. That's evil as well. Not wanting to hear the instructions of your Father, that's evil. It's disobedience is just like witchcraft to the Most High. That's how He views it. It's in that same category as witchcraft, and He detests that stuff. He don't like it. But our people they can't hear, and they don't want to hear, so they got to get messed up. This is Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 25. It says, since the day of your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt to this day, I have sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. So since the Lord delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt, ancient Egypt, that's still there, that still, has not been burned. That's how you know it's not talking about ancient Egypt. But still there, the Lord has been constantly sending His prophets to our people. You know what I'm saying? Until this day, He's been constantly doing that. Daily sending his servants to our people, rising up early. Meaning we constantly telling these people. We've been doing it for generations and generations and generation and generations. Verse 26, yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. So yet the men of the Lord out here, 2/3 of our people, are still not hearkening to the Most High, hardening their necks, neither inclining their ears, and they're doing worse than our forefathers did. So our people with this don't want to hear this truth. If the Most High had left it up, just saying, if the Most High had left, let's say the Most High left up our salvation, left our salvation up to us to do it by our own hands, 2/3 of our people will keep us in bondage. They will keep us in this prison we in, because they have fallen in love with this prison, this jail. That's what they like. They become institutionalized, but they'll keep back the whole nation from moving forward, because they don't want to hearken. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that's telling them any kind of truth, especially when they come according to the scriptures, they harden their neck and they don't want to listen. But I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, and all praises to Yahawashi, that Yahawah is going to send Yahawashi to bust us up out of here, because if it was left up to us, like we would still be here. If Yahawashi wasn't coming back, we would still be here. And it all comes because our people don't want to listen to the truth. It would come from our people not wanting to hear the truth and falling in love with this place, and being comfortable here. But the Lord says, hearken, or my wrath gonna come, my fury gonna come, and it's gonna break out like a fire. And the truth is, it's literally gonna break out like a fire, because the Lord gonna use the besom of destruction, that destroying wind, from what? ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear warheads. That's what's gonna create the lake of fire here. But our people will not hearken, so they're gonna get judged for not hearkening. Let's go to Isaiah 65, because our people don't want to do it, so this is what's going to happen. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So when the Lord has been calling out to his people, which he has been doing from generation to generation to generation to generation, our people have not hearkened. They have not listened. So the Lord says, I'm going to number you to the sword. I'm going to set you up for judgment, for destruction. In order for our people to learn, they're going to have to learn death by pain. That's how they're going to learn. That's how they're going to get it. Because when the Lord called, they did not answer. When the Lord spake, they did not hear, but did evil before the eyes of Yahawashi, and did choose that wherein he did not delight in. The Lord does not delight in our people walking around here living in transgression, i.e. living in sin, living contrary to the laws, the statutes, commandments that he gave unto us. So our people, they're gonna catch a lot of hell. And then you have hyperinflation and stuff like that. This is happening with food that's going up, gas is going up. This is just the beginning. It's gonna get worse. But the men of the Lord's gonna protect the men of the Lord. Verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahawah, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So the servants of Yahweh shall gonna eat. But for 2/3 of our people, when they get real for real out here, they're going to be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So when all hell is really breaking loose, when it ain't no grinding in the streets, meaning no work going on nowhere here in Babylon, the servants of Yahawah, the men of the Lord, their families, the 1/3 men, women, and children that believe that's serving the Lord, they're going to eat, they're going to drink. But for 2/3 of our people, they're going to be hungry and they're going to be thirsty. The remnant of Yahweh, the remnant of Israel, they're going to rejoice. But 2/3 of our people are going to be ashamed. Why? Because they chose to do this when the Lord was speaking. They chose to close their ears and close their eyes and say, la la la, I don't want to hear that. Verse 14. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So the servants of Yahawah are going to sing for joy of heart. You know what I'm saying? You things going crazy. You might catch Jake. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully elect. You might catch them. Them boys might be having a breakdance contest, riding, having a good time, and you and 2/3 of our people gonna be out here desolate. You know what I'm saying? And downtrodden. But our people, look, they're going to cry for sorrow of heart and going to howl for vexation of spirit, meaning when things get really serious, it's going to really take a toll on them. People here in America, a lot of our people are not mentally strong. They're not. They're not mentally strong. That's a real big weakness. That's why they're able to be programmed like they are here in Babylon with the TVs and the social media and stuff. But that's the first thing that's gonna go with a lot of jakes, they mental state. And they're gonna become what? Brute beasts. I mean, they're already brute beasts now. It's gonna come out of them though. They're gonna really act like it. They're gonna because why they chose to say, nah, I ain't about to listen to you. And everybody that's ever scoffed against this truth, the Most High dealt with them. Some of them have plagues of the mind already. Sometimes the Most High bust them up in car accidents. Sometimes the Most High make them lose jobs. Lose cars and houses and stuff. Make them lose the things that they're boasting in. But let's continue. Isaiah 55:11. It says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." So the words that done came out of the Most High's mouth, it's not going to return unto him void. It's going to accomplish what he said it's going to accomplish. Everything that he pleased, that's what his word is going to do. And it's going to prosper into wherever he sent it. He said 2/3 of our people are going to get destroyed. He said they're going to be plagued with pestilences, hunger, and thirst. They're going to be plagued with all kind of, sedition and all this stuff. The Most High's word is true. His word is bond, like they say up, up north. Word is bond, So the Most High's word is going to do as it please. Everything is going to happen the way he said it's going to happen. But our people choosing not to listen, this is what's going to happen to them. This is Isaiah 31. 1 and 2. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is Isaiah 31, verse 1. "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." See, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. 2/3 of our people, Jake, love going down to Esau for help. He loved going to get loans and grants and stuff like that. He loved going to get more debt that he got to pay back, and it's going to keep him down. And they stay on horses and stuff. They trust in all this technology and different things that Esau done built up over the years. Trusting in chariots because there are many horsemen, meaning, oh yeah, Jake quick to say, oh boy, can't nobody beat America. Jake quick to say that because they think, oh, we got this so magnificent army, and what they don't understand, the truth of the matter is, this supposed militarized force that Esau has to so-called guard his country, it's been stretched thin, and our people just don't seek the Holy One of Israel. They don't look to Yahawah Yahawashi. So again, verse 2. "Yet he also is wise, and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity." So the Most High is wise, and he's going to bring evil, and he is not going to call back his words. It just said, back to it. Just said in Isaiah 55:11 that the Lord's word is going to go and accomplish what he said is going to accomplish. And then right here in Isaiah 31:2, the Lord is saying, I'm going to bring evil, and I'm not going to call my words back. I'm going to rise up against the house of evildoers, and against the people against the help of them that work iniquity. So when the Most High unleash completely, he ain't calling back nothing. So 2/3 of our people, they're going to be getting jacked up and bust up because they chose not to listen. And he's also, of course, Esau's going to, so not Esau, but the Lord is going to raise up against the house of Esau, the tabernacles of Esau, because our people trust in them. So when he busts up 2/3 of our people, Esau gonna be right in the midst of it, getting bust up too. Let's continue. Last point. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe unto the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahawah, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Woe unto the rebellious children. 2/3 of our people are very rebellious. When the truth of the word started to come out, and you start breaking scriptures down the way they're supposed to be broke down, they get rebellious and they don't want to listen, and then they take counsel of everything and everybody else instead of taking the counsel of Yahawashi, and they want to cover themselves with every other spirit but the spirit of Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? So they can add sin upon sin, so they can continue to stay in transgression. Verse 2, it says, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So our people walk down to Egypt. They don't even consider asking the Most High for anything first. They just go right on down to Esau. You know, it's the curses, you know, that we will go to our oppressor for the one of all things, you know. But Jake now, he go down there because he like to. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jake women, they get pregnant, they just slide right down to the government assistance. But what's going to happen when all that stuff stop? Because it's going to stop. All that stuff is going to stop. It's going to happen. But our people would love to trust in the strength of Pharaoh and in the shadow of Egypt. So therefore, the strength of Pharaoh, i.e. going to Esau or Babylon or Egypt for help. You know what I'm saying? The strength of Pharaoh is going to be their shame, you know. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt is going to become a confusion unto them, meaning them trusting in this society, trusting in the system, and not trusting in Yahawashi. All this stuff is going to be a confusion unto them. They're not going to know why these things are happening or what's going on. Why? Because they chose not to listen to the men of the Lord, to the prophets that the Lord sent daily to them over generations, rising up early to tell them this truth. But our people say, we're not going to do that. We're not going to listen to what he's saying. We're going to go to some other mother hubbards and listen to them, because they telling us what we want to hear. You know what I'm saying? That's why our people don't be wanting to hear this when we be out there on the highways and the byways teaching. They really be wanting to do something. But the Most High ain't going to allow that. So our people gonna get a rude awakening for sticking their fingers in their ears and not listening. So with that, shalom.